The question that's being asked out there at the moment, Damien, is how are things going at auction and what's the market going to do?
Important question, Rick. When you think about what the market was doing 12 months ago, 18 months ago, we were in a fairly significant boom, or to the tail end of a significant boom. Often when we find that boom's finished, it usually goes into a little bit of a downturn. I think what we're definitely seeing right now is a flight to quality. Buyers, investors, owner-occupiers are all flocking towards good quality properties in great streets, in good suburbs. I think that's testimony to why that we're seeing the City and East auction market actually outperforming a lot of the other auction markets around Sydney.
Would you agree that if you've got a property that ticks the majority of the boxes, I'm just finding in the East that those properties are still doing extremely well. If it's got a little bit of a chink in its armour, then maybe not so, but it's strong. And we're seeing a shortage. We're actually seeing a shortage of a lot of properties at the moment. How are the numbers coming through for you?
Yeah, look, volume-wise, there's no question the volume's down big time. But what we are actually seeing is that we're getting more buyers registering to bid at our auctions. And I think that's largely due to the fact that I think buyers are seeing value in the market. Market's come back. There's no question that prices have fallen. Buyers are seeing value in the market, and they're starting to come back into the market and register and bid at auctions. It's still challenging to get that first bid, but we're finding that once we get a little bit of that momentum, that we're getting some really good sales. I mean, there is no doubt that there are some people in the market that have seen it come off and start questioning, should we be going to auction because the market's not as strong as it was? Is auction the right way to sell? My advice would be, don't judge the fact whether you should or shouldn't go to auction by what the clearance rate is. Mm-hmm. Judge the clearance rate as a determining factor of how the market is performing. Mm-hmm. But the City and East has been a lot stronger than everywhere else. I mean, our auction clearance rate for the City and East is almost 60%. We're getting more buyers registering at our auctions than we were same time last year. Our clearance rate is very healthy, it's strong. We're also selling a lot of property post-auction.
Yeah, and pre. I mean, I'm seeing that a lot of our clients, it's almost as if you're having an auction before an auction. Someone asked me this morning, I need a 2-story semi in North Bondi, and I've just gone, we don't have one. Stock is really starting to dry up. I guess my thoughts are, I personally was thinking it was going to be a rockier road, but I'm seeing price. I mean, the top end at the moment, if we're not all in the 8 to 10 or multi-digit market in terms of wanting to buy a property, but that is strong.
Yeah, and strong in that market for the investor market also. I mean, you recently sold Sir Thomas Mitchell Road. That sold for $7,075,000. It was well above the owner's expectations. We had really good competition there on the night, good quality buyers. I mean, you look at that result specifically, there were quality buyers on that property. Yeah. And when you see those quality buyers who are experienced property people who are bidding and competing and willing to purchase, that gives me a lot of confidence in our local marketplace here in the eastern suburbs of Sydney.
It's interesting. My analogy at the moment is the money is buying.
Yes.
The educated clients are buying, they're upgrading their houses, they are buying investments, they're seeing opportunities. So you good for a loan by any chance? I guess the question's got to be asked is where there is value in the marketplace at the moment. Definitely the apartment market is showing that has eased, and there's a lot of buyers out there coming into the market for that unit market. How are you seeing registrations in that unit market?
Yeah, registrations are strong. I mean, we had Edgecliff Road in Wallara that went to auction recently. Yeah. That had 9 registered bidders on that property, sold for $841,000, which was a good result. We're definitely seeing investors coming back into the eastern suburbs market, looking at purchasing. Interest rates remain incredibly low. The possibility of more rate cuts.
Yes.
We're seeing, and absolutely, there's better value in the market. Yeah. And they're not making any more property in the areas like Bondi and along the coastline. It's world-class real estate, and you can rest assured that this marketplace will hold up better than most.
Interesting to talk about Bondi and some lifestyle suburbs. We've just sold a property in Rickard Avenue, 10 days on the market, sold prior to auction. Another one in Hall Street, Bondi, a semi. Gould Street this morning, sold. buyers are taking advantage of this market. There is movement.
Well, Rick, I think the important thing there is that don't think about how long your property has been on the market. Think about how long that buyer has been in the market looking to try and buy something. And if that buyer has missed out on 1 or 2 properties before, and then something pops up and it's their dream property, they're willing to act and move quickly to secure that home. And this is always one of the conundrums behind, you get a really good offer in the first week of the campaign. Your natural reaction as an owner is to think, oh, this is the first week, is it going to be a lot more later in the campaign or on auction day?
Yeah.
Sometimes it will be, sometimes it won't. But that's why you've always got to trust the agent you've employed to get you the best result and give you the best advice.
There's definitely deals being done, and from that perspective, I would suggest if you're looking for value, now's a really good time to jump into the market.